Welcome to LMN's Productivity Tips and Tricks for Landscape Contractors. And in this video, we're going to talk about a concept called 5S. 5S is made popular in lean manufacturing, and it's about keeping things neat and organized. Not just because we like things neat and organized. If that was the case, we probably wouldn't have to watch this video. It would just happen, but it doesn't. Being neat and organized requires a system. It requires discipline to get it done that way. And this is going to help us understand why it's important. 5S is most important, so it can put a little bit more money in all our pockets, employees and owners. We're going to do it by being more efficient, by more productive. We're going to play a little game to help you show how. Your task in this game is going to be to find the numbers 1 through 49 in order. So we're going to put up a bunch of numbers on the screen. You're going to look for the number 1. Once you've found it, you're going to look for the number 2, and then the number 3, and so on, all the way up to the number 49. Now we're going to start a timer for 30 seconds. Your job is to find as many numbers as you can in that 30 seconds. But remember, you got to go in order. So at the end of the game, write down the number that you hit, whether it's 8 or 10 or 12, and let's see how high you get to. You ready? Let's go. We're going to give you where the number 1 is because it's really hard to see down there in the bottom corner. Now look for the number 2, and once you've found that, move to the number 3, and so on. You got about 15 seconds left. Three, 2, 1. All right, that's it. Write down the number that you got up to. Now, once you've written down your score, we're going to play this a few times. So we're going to look at you getting better. The first way we're going to get better is applying the first step of you don't 5S, and that's something called sort. Sort in 5S means get rid of everything you don't need. If you've got stuff in your trailers that you rarely use or is broken or you never use, let's get rid of it. And let's do the same thing for our shop, our yard, and our office. If you haven't used it in 6 months to a year, then get rid of it or put it somewhere in storage where you don't need it all the time and you could just get it when you need it. It's really important to keeping things easier to find, and you'll see that in just one sec. We're going to play the game again, the same one we just played, but you had needed to find numbers 1 through 49, and we showed numbers 1 through 99. That makes things a lot harder to find because there's a lot more numbers. Let's play the game again, but we'll get rid of numbers 50 through 99 to see if you can't do any better. Ready? Let's go. Again, you're going to look for 1, and then 2, and then 3, and so on. Halfway done. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, that's it. Moving on. Now check your new score. Did you do better than last time? You should have. There was a lot less numbers to look through. There was a lot less clutter. Same thing goes for our shop and trailers. When there's a lot less clutter, it's easier to find things, even right to our job sites. Now we're going to try this game a couple more times with a couple more principles of 5S. The next one is called order. In 5S, it means everything has a general place. In your shop, it might mean you organize things by shelves, like this shelving rack is for our equipment maintenance, and this shelving rack is for our irrigation parts. So everything that's related is in the same area. Same thing with our trailers. Instead of having everything everywhere, have a spot where everything you need for that rough task is in there. So you got a fuel spot, or you got an irrigation part spot, or a woodworking hardware spot. Everything should have a designated place, a general area. Now we're going to do that in the number system that we just looked at. Instead of, though, having defined shelves, imagine there's a shelving system behind the numbers. And when we put the numbers in that, you're going to find the number 1 in the bottom left shelf. The number 2 is going to be in the left shelf in the middle. Number 3, top shelf on the left. You'll find the number 4 in the bottom middle, 5 in the middle, and 6 in the top middle. And then 7, 8, and 9 are on the right-hand side, going from top to bottom. When it's time to find the number 10, go back to the bottom left corner where the number 1 is, and just start the same organization system over again. That should help you find the numbers faster because now you're going to know what area to look in for each number. Ready to go? All right, let's do it again. So 1 will be in the bottom left corner, 2 will be in the middle left, and 3 will be in the upper left. And then you'll start in the bottom middle, middle, and top middle, and work your way through. Five seconds left. You should have done much better that time. Now you knew the area to look in to find each number. Makes things a lot quicker. Now the next step of 5S, we're not going to play with the game because it's something called shine. It means keep everything in neat working order. It's about cleaning your tools before you put them away, washing your trucks, washing or cleaning your trailers or sweeping them out to make sure that everything is neat and looks presentable. Not only does it make things safer, it keeps things in better working order. When your trucks and your trailers and your equipment is clean and neat, it makes everybody's job easier. We're not tripping over each other's mess, and we look professional when we go out in job sites. So let's jump now to step 4 in the 5S system, and that's standardize. It means make a consistent, predictable spot for everything. The best analogy for standardizing your tools in your trailers or in your shop is having a labeled spot for everything. Once you get your shelves sort of organized by general work type, label each shelf with exactly what goes where. If you've ever cleaned up your shop or spent a lot of time cleaning up your shop, labels are going to help it stay that way. Most companies organize trailers and shops. 3 weeks later, they look in and it looks like someone threw a hand grenade in there again, and so they just give up. The problem is most companies never standardized. You cleaned it up, but then what happened is somebody walked in, they didn't know where to put something, so they put it down in the first possible spot. Somebody else saw that somebody else isn't doing it, so they did the same. Third person came, they just put stuff wherever, and before you know it, it's right back to where it was before you cleaned it. Standardizing means put labels on stuff so that even if somebody had never walked in your shop before, they would know where something goes. We can do the same with numbers. If I standardize the list of numbers in the game and started the timer now, you're going to find all the numbers in about a second. You know exactly where to look for each number in a standardized, predictable system so that anybody who walks into this game can easily find a number as long as they know the English numbering system. Same thing should happen with your shop and office. Make things presentable, neat, and predictable. And label inspections are the best way to do that. So you should have found them all that time, and it was a heck of a lot easier. Step 5 of the 5S system is to keep it that way. Labels will help you keep it that way, but the most important part of that is inspections. Inspections means putting somebody accountable for checking it once a week or once a month and reporting that it's still staying as good as it should be. And that's an important part of keeping neat and organized. Maybe have each other's foremans inspect each other's trailers, or you could have the office inspect the trailers and the foreman inspect the office. Keep things interesting. Having messy shop and trailers isn't just about annoying the owner. It annoys employees too. You go to get something, it's broken or it's missing or somebody's taken something, you don't have the tool you need. Everybody gets frustrated at that kind of workplace. But most importantly, 5S isn't about finding things faster. It's about making us more productive and efficient by stopping the loss or missing stuff. Let's be honest. When do you find out you need something? When you go to look for it. Imagine we played this game again. And this time I'm going to tell you 2 of our numbers are lost or forgotten. And we need you to find those 2 numbers in 30 seconds. Ready? Go. If you're like everybody else who's taken this test, you've given up already. Nobody bothers looking for the 2 numbers. It's too much work. Who's going to look through all those numbers to find the 2 numbers that are missing? I'm just going to give up. That's exactly what's happening in the morning with your trucks and trailers. Nobody's looking through everything to make sure they have everything on. They're just going to hope. And then when they need that screw or that part and it's missing, what's going to happen? Work stops on the job site. Somebody's got to drive to the vendor, pick it up. People are taking extra breaks on the way back from the vendor. We get lost. All kinds of things happen. But most importantly, we lose valuable production hours. The job takes longer and we lose time to generate revenue. That hurts everybody. It hurts the company and about employees from putting more money in their pocket. The simplest fix for that is to come up with the 5S organization system. If you or I looked at this, we could tell you what numbers we're missing in about a second and a half. I know I'm missing 18 and I'm missing 42. I didn't even have to know what the game was, and I could tell you what the problem was. That's how you want your tools and trailers to be organized. You want people to be able to look at the trailer and know exactly where everything should be and what's missing, so we don't find out we're missing it at the last minute when we need it. So the missing numbers there are 18 and 42. And if you found it in the second game, pat yourself on the back, and that's exactly why you should be using 5S. When things are neat and organized and in a predictable system, everybody's happier. Not only is 5S about being neat and organized, it's about making more profits. It's about being able to compete better with the industry and keep our pricing competitive. Efficient companies are better able to withstand downturns, and they're better positioned to expand into more crews. Organized companies attract better people, and better yet, they can afford to give their employees better rewards and pay, and not just for the employees, but for the owners as well. And that means happier employees, happier customers, and obviously happier owners. So 5S, it's an important part of every landscape company. And if you haven't started, give it a shot. Get efficient and find that profit that's already sitting in your company. For more information on LMN and who we are, visit us at www.golmn.com.